33 companies have been granted tax relief for 3 years by the federal government. Now, this is a pioneer status under the Industrial Development Income Tax Act of 2021. This was contained in the quarterly report released by the Nigeria Investment Promotion Commission. The report revealed that investments made by the 33 companies during the year amounted to 543.88 billion naira. It also noted that the government declined the application submitted by 10 investing firms, including the popular fintech Flutterwave, during the review period. The pioneer status is an incentive offered by the federal government, which exempts companies from paying income tax for a certain period. The tax exemption can be full or partial. The incentive is generally regarded as an industrial measure aimed at stimulating investments in the country. Joining us live via Zoom is Folusho Fashoto, the former president, Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CITN. Glad to have you, Mr. Fashoto. I hope I pronounced that name properly.
You really tried. Good evening, viewers.
Thank you for joining us. Now, good news for the lucky 33 companies who would now be on tax holiday. But what does this move portend for a nation already in so much debt and infrastructure deficit?
Well, this scheme has been on since the year 1971. It's actually under the Industrial Development Income Tax Relief Act, which is currently in operation. The 33 companies, they scaled the hurdle because further in that your report, we are having some companies whose applications were rejected and many more companies whose applications are still pending. The objective of granting them such application is to stimulate investment in the country and then to boost the infrastructure facilities in the country. The problem that has plagued this scheme in the past is that whenever such applications are granted, majority of the companies, they go on those tax holidays without utilizing the benefits of the tax holiday for the purpose for which those applications were granted. Meaning that they will make profit, they will not pay tax, and they will repatriate such profits out of the country. During the era of President Olusegun Obasanjo, as well as President Goodluck Jonathan, we had the then coordinating Minister of Finance, who cried out that there must be evaluation of the incentives being given to those pioneer companies, because government was losing revenue by way of tax waivers, by way of tax holidays, yet Nigeria was not getting the benefits. I just hope that the 33 companies that have just been granted 3-year tax relief, we will see the benefits of the investment in the country and deploying back of the profits they must have made. The way it operates is that after the first 3 years, if their operation is satisfactory, then government can still renew for another 2 years. That's what the law says.
Okay, now looking at the tax incentive, would it really stimulate investment as it ought to?
That is actually the purpose. You know, for such companies to have been granted pioneer status, they must have been operating under certain conditions that are not conducive to the economic requirements of Nigeria. Maybe they are operating in rural areas where we don't have electricity supply, so they have to provide their own energy supply. they have to provide their infrastructure. So the money spent on such infrastructure is to be the problem of such money should be alleviated by the tax relief period, so that the company will have enough time to start making profit. Because initially, it may not be easy for such companies to make profits. And the law provides that even if it is lost, they may throughout the 3 years, the government, if the relevant tax authority, which in this case, the Federal Inland Revenue, is satisfied, they will give them certificate and they will be able to recoup such losses from the subsequent profit they are making after the pioneer period. The pioneer period is in the first instance 3 years, then thereafter renewable for 2 years if there is evidence of satisfactory performance. So we expect the investments to be stimulated in the country. Infrastructure, the rural development is supposed to be noticeable by the relevant people. And we believe that Nigerians will be better for it if only we can monitor the benefits derived by these companies to which the tax relief period have been granted.
Now, looking at the report in itself, the 33 companies during the year under review, also made investment of about 543.88 billion naira. But that is not felt in the country as we speak.
As I said, such investments might not have been in the urban centers. That is one. Then two, we need the evidence that the government actually monitor the operations of those companies.
That's right.
Mind you, these companies, they were granted pioneer status during the year ended 31st December 2021. So they are like maybe 1 year into their pioneer period. So we still have 2 more years. This investment might be at the initial stage. They have ordered for the equipment, they are installing such equipment, and so on and so forth. But I think that at the end of the 3rd year, the country should be able to feel the effect of such huge investments.
Now, one of the companies whose application for tax holiday was declined is a fintech, PlusTvAfrica. And we do understand that as of February 2022, PlusTvAfrica disclosed that its valuation rose to $3 billion. And after it was able to raise $250 million from a series of funding. I'm just wondering, what could be your own review of what has just taken place?
Well, granting the pioneer status is not solely dependent on the amount of the investment, but rather whether such product or such industry qualify as pioneer industry or pioneer product. The conditions under which such pioneer status will be granted must be that it must be expedient in the public interest to encourage the development or establishment of such an industry in Nigeria. For example, such companies whose applications were denied, maybe we are already having similar investment in the country. So in that case, they will not be qualified for pioneer status.
Thank you so much, Mr. President.
The second condition should be that if such business is being carried out on a scale not suitable to the economic requirements of Nigeria. So if maybe they establish in an urban area, I'm just giving that as an example, where you are having all the resources, all the water, the infrastructure, they will not qualify for pioneer status, irrespective of the amount of investment they must have made.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fashoto. Thank you for joining us on News Now. to discuss this.
Hello, hope you enjoyed the news. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit the notification button so you get notified about fresh news updates.